Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. We're going to look at this one main article first of all. We might look at a second in a moment. This is in regards to yet another mass shooting. So this has happened very recently around 2 p.m. Sunday in California, Laguna Woods. So if you are aware of this topic, perhaps I won't be providing too much new info. But if you're not aware, then this will be a good intro, I believe. One person has been killed and 5 others have been shot at a church in Laguna Woods, Southern California on Sunday afternoon by an Asian male shooter said to be in his 60s. I think I read in another headline that he's believed to be 68 years of age. And this Asian male shooter opened fire at the Geneva Presbyterian Church, again Laguna Woods, Southern California. 6 people were struck by gunfire. 1 has died. 4 are said to be critically wounded, while a 5th suffered minor injuries. So 6 people shot within the church. 1 has died at the scene. 4 are critically injured, and a 5th suffered minor injuries. The congregation were heroic. They overpowered, seemingly they rushed the shooter, the Asian male shooter. They rushed him, and they were able to overpower him, and also they hog-tied him until police arrived. When police did arrive, 2 weapons were found and were removed from the guy. Now, there is a slight question, or perhaps not a slight question, there is a question in regards to whether or not the attack is a hate crime or politically motivated. As such, I mean, essentially that would make it a domestic terrorist attack, I believe. I would be right in saying. And the reason for questioning whether or not it is a hate crime or politically motivated is because the majority of the congregation are of Taiwanese descent. So the shooter is Asian. That hasn't been specified. I've not seen a picture of him. I'm wondering if the shooter is Chinese, and if as a Chinese person, if they're holding a grudge against the Taiwanese. You know, I'm not an expert in regards to the global geopolitical conflict between China and Taiwan. I'm not sure if it trickles down to many within the public. I know the Chinese government are very antagonistic towards Taiwan. So yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if this is potentially a hate crime, as it was perhaps Taiwanese people specifically targeted, but perhaps at the hands of a Chinese person. Kind of rambled there. This second article is giving us a little bit more information. It's letting us know that all of the victims of the shooting, all of those that were shot, were adults. This article is also telling us that the shooting took place just before 1:30 p.m. at the Geneva Presbyterian Church in Laguna Woods during lunch. They were having a lunch, a buffet, perhaps something along those lines. There were apparently 30 to 40 people inside at the time. No motive is known. However, there is speculation that it could perhaps be a hate crime. It says, this second article says, investigators don't believe the suspects are local residents, and they're working to determine if they have a connection to the church. So that's a little odd. An out-of-towner traveling into the area, perhaps specifically to target this church, perhaps specifically because the church, the congregation, is primarily of Taiwanese descent. And that's pretty much all of the information that we have at this point of time. I would presume that more information will come out over the next day or two. I'm not entirely sure if I'll make an update. I don't know what extra information we'll have. I guess we'll get information in regards to the history of the shooter, who has been apprehended that he was found with 2 guns on his person. So I guess there will be more information in regards to the shooter, their history, and perhaps that's something worthwhile looking at. And there have been multiple mass shootings in the United States just over the weekend. Of course, Buffalo, Milwaukee, Los Angeles, Garden City Market, and now this one here in Laguna Woods, Southern California. So what the hell's going on over there? We don't know. Again, maybe it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Maybe, in Buffalo, that's been quite clearly marked as a hate crime, a white person specifically targeting black people. And this is perhaps also a hate crime, but of a completely different variety. An Asian man seemingly perhaps specifically attacking Taiwanese. So look, I don't know what's going on, guys, but we should remember to check out our good friend Shooter Research Community. So let me get you that. So Shooter Research Community is another YouTube channel here, a friend of the channel. Do check out Letitia, and she does some lovely podcasts focusing on mass shootings. So if you do have an interest in mass shootings specifically, then Shooter Research Community is an excellent YouTube channel to subscribe to. There's also a Discord, and also she has a Twitter page. So you can look into that. You'll be able to find those details. Of course, full condolences to the families of the victims. 1 dead, 5 others hit by gunshots, 4 critically injured, 1 with more minor injuries. So full condolences to the victims, all of the victims, to the person that lost their lives. We pray that the 4 in critical condition do make full recoveries, and that they're able to get their the full support that they need in terms of medical costs, in terms of emotional support, rehabilitation. So we hope and we pray for those guys. And we're glad that the shooter has been arrested. I mean, I'll say this, perhaps this is inappropriate. If the shooter decided to have killed themselves, personally, I think that would probably have been a good thing. If the shooter was taken out by anyone in the congregation or the police or such, again, I would think that was a good thing. But they've been arrested, so they will go through a trial. I can only presume that they're going to face either the death penalty, if that's available in California. I'm not 100% sure if it is or isn't. I believe it is. Or life in jail at the taxpayer's expense. But either way, we presume the trial will go ahead with no major issues, and that they will be found guilty. There's no other way, is there? And so we look forward to finding out what sentence the shooter receives. I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. If you do like this content, please do like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to thank you for your time.